Hello, 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 and welcome to. I'm going to file this under PROG review, whether you like it or not. This is Sparks and their new long player. The Girl Is Crying in Their Latte. It's the 25th studio album from the Sparks, and they have a combined age of, I think it's over 151 years old, and they don't seem to be slowing down. This is the follow-on from 2020's. Was it Constant Drip? Steady Drip? A steady drip, drip, drip. I get it right. Constant Drip. And it seems that they've got a very intense release cycle. There always seems to be another one along, and they're very active. If you follow them on social media, you'll know that they're constantly touring, constantly appearing, and they were recently at Glastonbury. And so I enjoyed their set, and I thought I'd give this album a listen. I'd already heard the lead single from it, the title track, "The Girl Is Crying in a Latte," which they recreated. They recreated on the stage. Yes, with Kate Blanchett. Taken up her role as the girl. Is she a girl? I don't know, but she dances with them, and it's all rather fun. The opening track is again they have almost like a template, and the thing with Sparks, right, is I really like them, but there's that that kind of thing with all relationships, is that they also kind of irritate me. They rub me up a bit the wrong way, but I'm glad they're here, sort of thing. And they have these templates, and like a certain song, is going to be a bit abrasive. A certain song, very electronic. Another song's more orchestral. Another song is cinematic. And this is what they do. And this is very, very similar. They kind of hit every stylistic point, and they take a term, a phrase, and it could be anything. In this time, "The Girl Is Crying in the Latte," and they repeat it. They do that very often with their songs, and they build little song stories, little vignettes around a phrase. It's kind of irritating, but it goes in, and you go, I wish they wouldn't do that. I really wish they would. I wish they wouldn't do that, but they do it. And again, it carries on with like Veronica Lake, which is the second track. Again, they have this thing about the very fast talking, very fast moving, and there's always a story involved. Every song is a story. I like that one. Veronica Lake is an American actress. She's always the femme fatale in black and white movies. They based Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit on her. The family watched that a few weeks back on our Saturday film night. That's unrelated, and it tells a little story about girls kind of recreating that look, and it's a thing. Again, they use it. There's another track where they use a phrase, "Nothing as good as they say it is," and they repeat it. And it's and you go, yeah, I agree, and it becomes hypnotic. And there's a tune, and it's like an earworm. And you go, stop it, Sparks. Escalator is the pace is slowed down. This is interesting because there's a very frenetic pacing to a lot of what they do, and it makes my heart race, and it makes me feel a little bit tense and a little bit. This is what I mean about being irritated. It is like having sand poured into your ears and eyes. And they slow things down a bit. And it's the idea of ships passing in the night, of a couple, a doomed couple on the escalator, just out of reach. It's very poetic. And there's a new video just come out where they look at escalators. Again, it carries on this thing. Not That Well Defined's I thought was a really good track. Again, lyrically it was interesting, about how someone about being drawn and not staying within lines. I thought it was again, I like the imagery that was used. We Go Dancing's a little bit, again, repetitive, irritating. When You Leave is another funny one about people who, you're irritating or you're annoying, so when you leave everyone has a good time. And the payoff is, well, I'm not going to leave. I'm just going to stay at the party. I thought that was good. Again, every song's got a story. Take Me for a Ride is like a gangster movie played out, and it's wrapped up with "Gee, that was fun," where you're questioning, was it fun? Maybe it wasn't fun, but again, throughout the entire album, it is a roller coaster. It's 47 minutes long. It feels it. It does feel it because they are packing in a lot of. Again, they're very clever, irritatingly clever. But I love. They're irritating. They're so annoyingly clever, and the music does veer from electronic, like I say, to a little bit. There's this, like I say, film music, classical. There's a bit of guitar. It's lacking in the guitar department, but then they're not known for their guitar pieces. But I think there's one track with a guitar on it. But yeah, overall, it's good fun. It's hard to rate Sparks because they do have so many albums out. It feels like they feel like they're constant. There's always a Sparks album, or it could be that the time's getting shorter and they haven't. I mean, it seems it's only been like 3 years, since the last one, but it feels like it was out last year. It feels like it was out yesterday. And again, that's more about me than anything else. That one was released during the pandemic, and I think we kind of lost a few years, didn't we? But yeah, they're still doing it, and they're really, again, if you go and watch the Glastonbury performance, I think it might be on iPlayer. Again, if you're watching this in 6 months' time, the BBC have probably pulled it, but you never know, it might be on YouTube. But if you go and watch the Glastonbury performance, they do a lot from the album, which is, again, is very, very, very brave. There's about 45 minutes of like deep cuts and stuff from this album, and then the last quarter of an hour is the hits, or the hit, and some other songs that we're more familiar with. And I think it's very brave of them to do that, because usually with Glastonbury, people use it as a greatest hits hour. They get up, play all their hits, and get off again. Whereas they went, no, you're going to get the new album. You're going to get the new album indeed. And again, for two old geezers, again, Ron he's heading towards 80, 77 now, and Russ is, I think, 74. You can only aspire to have their energy and their creativity. Even if they do a bad album, there's always something interesting on it, in terms of the lyrics. Again, they got that arch, almost Oscar Wilde-ish. I'll always see Sparks as being a British band. I know they're not, but they have such a British/European outlook that they're ours. You can't have them. They're ours. And I think that's probably why they chime with me. I really do like their lyricism and their literary allusions, because they are very literate. And they do tell stories. Every song is a story, and that's what keeps me coming back. And I do advise you to check it out. You can listen to it on stream. You don't have to buy it. You can go and listen to it. My only criticism is you could cut it down. They're such a fast. They do such fast songs. And you feel like you're on the accelerator the entire time. It needs a bit of pacing. It needs some slow bits and some fast bits. Just talking about an album. I'm talking about an album. And maybe knock a couple off. A couple that I haven't mentioned. I think like B-sides. Remember B-sides? Nobody does B-sides anymore. And it'd be an incredibly tight record, but it doesn't matter because it's the Sparks and they can do no wrong. So yeah, go check it out. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was good walking the dog music because the pace of it. So yeah, to go and take your dog for a walk and listen to The Girl Is Crying in Her Latte. Again, an observational piece. Who is the girl? Why is she crying? We'll never know. It's like overhearing a conversation out in public, isn't it? You just hear fragments of it. And then you lean in, and that's Sparks. That's what they do. They paint lovely little pictures, and again, there's a certain deranged energy that they manage to squeeze out, and I don't know how they can be so creative, because they had the film out as well, didn't they? They did the film, which is the Annette film. That's probably what I'm thinking. And you had the Sparks Brothers documentary out last year. I feel like every year there's always something from them. Go and check out the Sparks documentary. I did a review of it. Not that anyone watched it, but go and check that out as well. And that's it. Check it out. It's good fun. It's Sparks. Yeah. The Male Brothers are, well, they're dear to me. They're dear to me, and they should be dear to everyone. They're almost like the Queen Mother of electropop. And that's it. That was the review. Thank you for watching. There's only one more thing I left to say. By now you should know what that is, and that is PROG on.